So I'm sure everybody saw this, but in case you didn't, Musk to advertisers. Anti Semitism was not my intention.
Apology tour, if you will. That this had been said online. There was all of the criticism. There was advertisers leaving. We talked to Bob
I
Iger
hope they
today.
stop.
You hope
Don't advertise.
you don't want them to advertise?
No.
What do you mean?
Then why are you mad?
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money,
Nobody is blackmailing you. That's not what blackmail is. That's called, free enterprise, capitalism. The reason you have made money in my country doing what you feel is best for you and your business, like not paying taxes and all kinds of other shit like that. You have made a fortune in my country because of free enterprise, because of all the breaks my country's politicians give people like you. But you go a little bit too far and you think that because you overpaid for a site like Twitter, that it's now your personal town square. Like you own the concept of free speech. And so you screw up, you say some things that you shouldn't have. They're not good for you, they're not good for business, as you've discovered. Nobody is blackmailing you by pulling their advertising. You see, that's what smart business people do. So you're going to do what?
go fuck yourself.
But
Go fuck yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob.
You're so awesome. And you know what? The only reason you're saying shit like this is because you're Elon Musk and you've made billions of dollars in my country. You have made billions of dollars in my country because politicians lather the asses of people like you. And when other people make smart business decisions and pull their advertising out, you're not mad, you don't care. You'll just say, go fuck yourself. Then why are you suing them? Why are you complaining? I don't get that part. I don't get it. Somebody, you mind explaining that to me? You don't care, go fuck yourself, but you're trying to sue because the advertising is being pulled from your site for shit, anti-Semitic shit that you said. It doesn't matter if you don't mean to say it or you didn't mean. We know you meant what you said, There's no reason you should be making excuses at this point. We know you meant what you said. The best way to deal with it is, you might want to issue an apology. But no, advertisers pull out. These companies don't want to be associated with you. You get mad. You threaten to sue. You claim people are trying to destroy you. You try to say they have no right to do it, or they're doing it for nefarious purposes. Gee, the way business works, it's a tough deal in this country. Big business and their greedy ways that hurt so many people. You are not going to suffer. You are not going to suffer because all of those skeevy, greedy ways people do business is the reason you're a billionaire in my country. The unmitigated gall to react like this. Yeah, sure, you're not mad at all. You don't care about advertisers pulling out at all. It means nothing to you. Go fuck yourself, Disney. Ha ha ha. Go to hell, you little fucking weasel. Has everything. Doesn't know a thing about what he's doing. Still has everything. Pretty shocked watching it live when it aired during Fast Money. I guess CNBC doesn't have a bleep button since they expect their guests to be calm. Something unnatural about that boy. Ah, the bald picture. Jesus, that's rough. I'd actually feel for him if he weren't such a douche. I think he might be a guinea pig for Neuralink, and some of his employees are controlling him like a puppet for 2 years, secretly taking him down and getting him on a Kanye West self destruction cycle for the lulz. Shit's so weird, this actually sounds plausible. Think about being the richest man on the planet and choosing the worst plastic surgeon. I'm not judging him for getting work done, I'm judging him for who he picked. You could get the best plastic surgeon in the world. It's going to look bad all the time if you do too much. That uncanny valley thing. People's brains know what humans are supposed to look like. And if certain muscles aren't working right, our brain tells us something's unnatural. One reason it gets worse is that after a certain point, no reputable doctor will do more plastic surgery on you. So the people you do find who are willing to do it just aren't very good at it. Doesn't look like one bad surgeon. He has the look of someone who has had many procedures, repeated procedures that exhaust the skin, deplete collagen, make you look like a burn victim, or the infamous Tiger Lady billionaire wife in New York City. Problem with a lot of this plastic surgery is the loss of upper facial expressions. There's a still face while you're moving your mouth and forming words. A lot of communication happens with the forehead, eyebrows, eyes that's missing here. Not unusual for people on TV. He looks like he's wearing a mask of his own face. I was just going to say, he looks like a burn victim after 17 plastic surgeries. Anyone you meet could be Gary Oldman. Looks like Mickey Rooney in Breakfast at Tiffany's. Looks like Ghoul from Fallout. Actually, Ghoul looks way more natural and human. Doctor, I need a facelift. Make me look as young as this photo. Sir, this is not a person. This is Kermit the Frog. I feel like if he took a sip of water, it would just slowly pour out of the sides of his mouth. Dude, he just looks like shit. I like how he looks to the audience when he says, go fuck yourself the first time, doesn't get a response. So he says it again and waves to Bob. You can hear him huffing like he thought it was the best when 10 people reacted. What a clown. That's the whole point. He sees himself as an entertainer, but he's such a fucking charisma void. Did you see him wielding the sword and that dumbass shit he said about his enemies? Like, you're in your 50s, man. Grow the fuck up, you suck. Look at his handshake when he reaches for the water after he says it and nobody reacts. He comes off as nervous, scared of the consequences, or unsure of himself when only a couple of people laughed. Then he stutters for 8 seconds at a minute 30. A minute 30? This is only like a 48-second clip. Okay, I guess we'll have to look at the full video. Ahmed Baba. He says these fleeing advertisers will kill the company. Well, that's your fault, isn't it?
There's a public perception that that was part of a apology tour, if you will. That this had been said online. There was all of the criticism. There was advertisers leaving. We talked to Bob Iger
I hope
today.
they stop.
You hope
Don't advertise.
you don't want them to advertise?
No.
What do you mean?
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go fuck yourself.
But
Go fuck yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob, if you're in the audience.
well, let me ask you then.
Yup, he is shaking. This guy doesn't know whether he's coming or going. This is some sick shit. Blackmail. Who the hell is blackmailing you? And then you mention money. You've got like $138 billion in the bank, don't you? You mean it's bad for your business. You would understand it's good for their business not to be associated with you. That's the first thing advertisers are going to do. When you say some sick, anti Semitic, or any kind of racist shit, they are going to pull from your platform. They can't be associated with you or your business anymore. That's just what good business is. And they have the right to do it. Nobody's blackmailing you. God, what? Oh.
That's how I feel. Don't advertise.
How do you think then about the economics of X? If part of the underlying model, at least today, and maybe it needs to shift, maybe the answer is it needs to shift away from advertising. If you believe that this is the one part of your business where you will be beholden to those who have this view, wouldn't you?
F-Y.
I understand that, but there's a reality too.
Spoken like a true 12-year-old. He looks like he's melting. I think his brain is melting. Doesn't look or sound right. He looks like Leatherface. Putting off some serious sugar water vibes. Delightful thing about all of this is that, unlike other celebrities, you know Elon will be fully aware of all the shit people are saying about him and his weird-ass face. He's probably scheduling another appointment with Dr. Frankenstein as we speak. When the fuck did he start looking like Skeletor covered in turkey slices? He's only 52. What's happening? Probably drugs. Lots and lots of drugs. This is him getting in the best shape of his life so he can take on Zuck in a fight. It's just his body expelling all of the toxins through his face, I guess. Vincent D'Onofrio should have won a Best Supporting Actor Oscar for Men in Black. Really brought his A game to a goofy role. I watched MIB the other day and you're spot on. I kept asking, how in the actual hell did he pull this off? Have you ever turned down the color and watched MIB in black and white? It's like an old Twilight Zone episode. You'll see cinematic details you missed in color. Wow, people do that? He moves like a goddamn Muppets character. There's that Kermit the Frog bit again. Actually, don't use Kermie. That's an insult to Kermit the Frog. An insult, I tell you. I bet that's how they all look after they make a certain amount of money. Space lizards got them. To shreds, you say. Just realized my employer is blackmailing me with money to coerce me into working. Sneaky bugger. I do the opposite. I extort my employer by not working unless they agree to give me amount of money per year. They fully caved into my demands. His face looks like it was drawn by a talented 4-year-old, probably the same 4-year-old that designed the Cybertruck. I'm starting to think that every extremely wealthy or powerful person is secretly being implanted with alien brain slugs or something. It's like they seem normal, but they're not. This is what happens when you're being surrounded by people who are yes men and shield you from the truth. Yeah, this is what happens when every single person you know is on your payroll. Look at his freaking face. He's expecting applause because he used a naughty word. He really is like mentally an eighth grader. You can tell because he says it, then he looks through the audience for the reaction. He thinks it's like engaging yes men on Twitter. Everybody is going to agree with him. He's trying to be a tough guy, and it's so desperate. Full clip really must be seen to be believed. He keeps looking at the audience for like approval. This poor interviewer is struggling so hard with how to respond. I understand that, but there's a reality too, right? How the hell do you even discuss business strategy when advertising revenue is now financial blackmail? So your business strategy is fuck revenue? Something ironic about sharing this from Twitter. That was my first thought. The dude drops an F bomb and thinks he's a comedian. If you have enough money to do whatever the hell you want on the planet Earth, you are never going to feel the sting of reality. Ugh. Have a terrible idea and want to make it successful? Money. just dump money into it. Somewhere in the complexity of his assets, there's an amount that even if he lost all of Tesla, SpaceX, and regular X, he'd be set for life. So what the fuck does he care if he fucks up? He'll never face any consequences, just his employees. Exactly. He doesn't need to be worried about advertisers at all. He can put whatever the fuck money he wants into it, and he will still be the richest man on the planet. It's it boggles the mind. He's gonna whine about it and still play the victim. If you're gonna say fuck you, then you've got to stand by it and not complain when people say the same thing, even if you're completely shielded from any consequences. Only way you get to a guy like this is to ignore him and send him spiraling into irrelevance. The attention means more than the money to him. Advertisers are ignoring him. They have every right to do that. There is no conspiracy. The extreme right is really a major minority. Who knew? Yeah, literally this. Same with Trump and Kanye. They have nothing but sycophants and yes men around them at all times, enabling their behavior. It's a personality trait that is magnified when you give the person money. Or maybe it's a trait that emerges once you get a certain amount of money. The requirement of learning and growing, which you do through sacrifice and hardship and, you know, having to face reality, all that type of shit just disappears when you get a lot of money. Most of them have a personality disorder, and the older and richer they get, the more difficult it is for them to mask it. What you see is just him showing the world who he really is. I think we've had an idea of who he really is for a while now. Nope, he's deluded and having a public mental breakdown temper tantrum. Remember when he called the cave divers who were rescuing those kids pedos out of nowhere? Because he was mad that they told him to fuck off? He's a freak. Let's remember there are many billionaires around the world. The sane ones stay out of the public eye. It's the crazy ones like Musk and Trump, if he is a billionaire, who seek the spotlight. And seriously, if you were a billionaire, you get to live your best life. So why would you even bother trying to be the king of the world? The vast majority don't do that. Give me a fraction of his money and no one would ever hear from me again. I'll be on a beach somewhere without a fucking care in the world, with goldfish shoals nibbling at my toes. Any normal person would retire after accumulating a fraction of his wealth. There is no such thing as a normal billionaire. It's an oxymoron. Why is he speaking like that? I don't mean the naughty words, just the delivery. At this point, if he ripped off his skin suit to reveal his real form, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised. because he keeps pausing for some applause that isn't coming. He expected that applause. That's what that was about. You know, I have a friend. I'm not going to give any names, but like we go to karaoke, or we used to go to karaoke a lot, and they would insist on blowing the roof off by singing these heavy metal songs, all kinds of new metal shit that involves a lot of screaming and stuff like that. And most people at the bar are bothered by that. They don't want to hear it. Because they're into completely different music, or they're all drunk and they're sick anyway. So it'll clear a place out pretty damn quick if you do a lot of karaoke at a lot of different places. Anyway, they will have me record them when they do these performances, and I've had that done too. It's just a means of like showing people close to me. Some people think I'm good at singing, some don't. I don't know. But this person I used to go with, he'll be up there and he will belt out these metal songs, and I think he does pretty damn good. Uh, Again, it's not everyone's cup of tea, but one thing he used to do, and I had to mention it to him, it's like he's looking for approval, because every time he finishes, he'll look around at everybody to see who's paying attention to him, to see if anybody's clapping or whatever. And it's like, stop doing that, you know? What you're saying when you do that is you're looking for other people's approval. You're not paid entertainment. You're supposed to be here so we can have fun doing karaoke. You know, you're not looking for approval. You're not supposed to be caring about approval. It's just to have fun. And if it gets to the point where people think you're doing it because you want to get a response, like an annoyed response or whatever, then, you know, they might cut those songs out of the karaoke repertoire. I like hearing stuff like that personally. I don't want them to get rid of it because some guy went up there to see how loud he could scream, and then he's looking around for approval at everybody. It's kind of lame. Yep. It's like his eyes are darting around the room looking for any semblance of approval. That's what it is. I think his eyes are darting around because he's expecting the approval. This is a multi-billionaire. He probably only surrounds himself with people who kiss his ass. He probably said that expecting approval, like uproarious applause. And then he gets a little nervous and his hands start shaking, going for the water, because probably because he forgot this is not an audience full of sycophants. This is kind of closer to the real world right here. Gonna dissent and say he's always been like this. He's spending much more time in the public eye. People are way less forgiving of his quirks, knowing he's a dick and he's having himself a little nervous breakdown. That boy ain't right. Such an unsufferable. I don't think I can say it. I never said being a con man is easy. I wouldn't know. I do know that I don't have the moral bankruptcy for it. Oh, please clap. Gee, not the approach I'd take to run a business. Let's see how this plays out. Yeah, I'm sure all those advertisers will feel so horrible for pulling out, they'll come running right back. This guy doesn't know anything about good business. I'm not in the business of business, and I know this is not good for business. You know that primary revenue stream that's a cornerstone of your business? Tell them all to just fuck themselves. Every time. He's probably getting money from the Saudis in order to keep opposition from spreading. So he's likely doing the same type of thing he would have done with advertisers, except with exponentially worse people who make their revenue conditional and give Musk a lot less agency than he pretends he has. Amazing. Given Musk's very visible track record of capitulating with fascists and authoritarians at every turn, it would be the least surprising thing to find out, no? Who else could he even hypothetically be getting his money from, if not white nationalists or authoritarian regimes like the Saudis? You think he would actually fund Twitter with his own money? That's how all of his businesses are run, actually. Funding is always authoritarian. Saudi, UAE, and they have a certain control on the town square now. Though since Twitter became that X, which is fading, it's more like Truth Social or 4chan now. Why would he give a shit about ad revenue in any case? He's got fuck you money. Except he doesn't want to use that fuck you money on his own business. He has all of it, but he just wants to make more money. He has to care about Twitter revenue, otherwise Twitter will fail. Then I guess he's going to have to use some of his fuck you money, isn't he? MBS probably told him he would ensure Twitter doesn't go bankrupt. MBS. Oh, yeah, big time. The dude actually thinks he's some galaxy brain IQ businessman. If Twitter fails, you know it won't affect him financially in any meaningful way. So he has no rational reason to be this mad. It's all pride and ego. He had. Net worth is currently 242 billion. Damn, I still thought it was only like 140 billion. My mistake. Oh my God. Okay. More arguing. The cornerstone of his particular business, ad based revenue Twitter in this case. He just dared every business that is looking to advertise elsewhere with companies who don't have unhinged owners. He thinks his billions as a singular business entity could stack up against the collective billions of the entire business world. This guy is a fucking clown. Imagine calling people not giving you their money because they have their own businesses to take care of is blackmail. And he actually thought that was a banger applause line. There was a legitimate pause as if he wanted to say with his mind, please clap for me. He like jeers at the audience and does this really weird look with his face in anticipation of applause. And it's so cringy. Yeah, it's that friend of mine at karaoke. Reminds me of that big fat orange piece of shit criminal. You guys should have seen the rest of this panel. He says a bunch of buzzword phrases like he thinks he's Bart Simpson, like, tell it to the judge, like he's expecting the audience to erupt into applause every time. It's so embarrassing. This really belongs on the cringe subreddit. He acts like every line he delivers is in the same caliber as Steve Jobs announcing the new iPhone. He probably watched Iron Man 2's Senate scene to psych himself up. Judge Dredd needs to show up and take him away. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. 25-second mark, he's waiting for applause, and it's amazing. Hey, Elon, you're not online. There's not 1,000 idiots waiting to suck you off for every lame ass statement you make. Where my blue checks at? Meanwhile, all the blue checks are authoritarian, BRICS funded bots. That's exactly what he's doing. He says something, he pauses, looks around at the crowd, then says it slower and louder until people laugh at him, and he'll take that as praise for being a big, brave boy. That's really sad. You know, I really wish the host or the moderator or whoever was on that panel had called him out for that being bullshit. If I don't buy a Disney movie ticket, I'm not blackmailing Disney. What a wildly wrong thing to say. Fuck Elon Gate Muskrat. The interviewer did call him out. The whole clip must be watched. It gets so much worse. I have no shortage of ideas. Innovation is not my problem. Execution is the problem. I've got a million ideas. I mean, I have an entire design for an electric supersonic vertical takeoff jet, but I just can't do that as well. I've had that for 10 years. This man's delusion will forever be surprising. Yeah, I've been sitting on tons of ideas of my own for years. I've got invention ideas. I've got project ideas. I've got a lot of fucking awesome ideas. Even execution wouldn't be the problem. You know what my problem is? Funding. I don't have money, so I can't do any of this shit. This guy has more money than God. There shouldn't be any execution problems. If you have 100 different ideas, hire the people you need to get to work on it. You have the money to do whatever the fuck it is you want to do in the world. Truth is, he doesn't have ideas. He's just a piece of shit. He's not a genius. He just wants people to think he's a genius. And there are so many people out there. There are so many hardworking people, so many talented people, so many people with so many awesome ideas that are never going to make it happen because they don't have the money. They can't even afford groceries. There are people who are in business. There are people who work in laboratories, or they're engineers, or they're scientists, and they work so hard on finding cures for diseases, or all these new ideas they have. They want to do these studies on them. They need money to get those things done, and they depend on grants and fundraising, all this shit. So much of their time is wasted waiting for the capital they need to get this stuff done. And these people are actually trying to improve the state of the world. And they're so talented, and they're so focused, and they're so fucking brilliant. They're 10 times brilliant than this asshole right here. And they'll never do it because they don't have the support, they don't have the money they need. And this guy, he's got all the money in the fucking world. He can't even make a website work. It's just, it's mind-boggling. It's so fucking sad. Oh my God, does it get so much worse? Holy fuck. This guy needs to be institutionalized. He's off his rocker. He legit thinks that the advertisers are killing his company and not the fact that he's a dumb-ass piece of shit. Holy mother of God. He panicked. The panic stutter after the moderator called him out is amazing. Wild. This stutter goes on for forever. He doesn't know shit and wants to cover it up but panics. What? Now I've got to go even further. Okay, so how long is the full interview? Okay, so we're starting again. 2 minutes, 14. Okay, so we're starting again. Watch the shaky hand when he goes to pick up the water because nobody applauded for him. And apparently there's a stutter we're looking at after this guy calls him out.
Public perception that, and you're clarifying this now, but there's a public perception that that was part of a apology tour, if you will. That this had been said online. There was all of the criticism. There was advertisers leaving. We talked to Bob Iger today.
I hope they stop.
You hope?
Don't advertise.
You don't want them to advertise?
No.
What do you mean?
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go fuck yourself.
But
Go fuck yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob, if you're in the audience.
Well, let me ask you then.
That's how I feel. Don't advertise.
How do you think then about the economics of X? If part of the underlying model, at least today, and maybe it needs to shift, maybe the answer is it needs to shift away from advertising. If you believe that this is the one part of your business where you will be beholden to those who have this view, what do you do?
Why?
I understand that, but there's a reality too, right?
Yes. No.
I mean, Linda Yaccarino's right here, and she's got to sell advertising.
Absolutely. So, totally. No. Actually, what this advertising boycott is going to do, it's going to kill the company.
And do you think that
it would kill a normal company? You have money, you could make it work no matter what. If it were a normal company, if you didn't have $216 billion, yeah, it would kill your company. That's what happens when you don't watch what you do, when you're a dumbass. If you own a company, you have Twitter, X, you have got to maintain good public relations. You can't just, it's the same for any CEO, any business owner, anybody. You can't just walk out and say, I hate this group of people. I hate that group of people. You're done if you do something like that. If you run Coca-Cola Company, you do something like that, nobody wants your advertising and nobody's going to advertise for you. It's the same for ketchup companies or clothing companies or any company. You don't do what you do and expect advertisers are going to stick around on your website. That's not blackmail, them pulling out. So what Elon is saying is that he has done no wrong. He has done absolutely no wrong. I don't understand why people are pulling out. I don't understand what these advertisers, what the hell problem these advertisers had. I'm Elon Musk. I say whatever the hell I want. And then they're all pulling advertising. They're just out to get me. They're haters. They're blackmailing me. No, they're doing with you what they would do to any other business. If you fuck up, they're pulling their advertising. They're going to have to. They need to maintain a stellar PR in order to stay in business. You can give a fuck less. That's your Elon Musk. And they have every right to do that too. They have every right to pull their advertising. What? He doesn't get it. And he doesn't care because he's Elon Musk. That's what this whole thing is. He doesn't even realize how much of a fucking dumbass he looks.
And the whole world will know.
And listen to that stutter. Listen to it. Guy says, hello, there's something called reality. And that person in Reddit comments was right. He starts stuttering, he hasn't stopped.
I understand that, but there's a reality too, right?
Yes. No.
I mean, Linda
no,
Yaccarino's right here, and she's got to sell advertising.
Absolutely. So, totally. No. Actually, what this advertising boycott is going to do, it's going to kill the company.
Yeah, that's how it works. Like you're just figuring this out. Oh, they advertisers pull out. That's going to kill my company. Yes, that's how it works.
And you think that
and the whole world will know that those advertisers killed the company, and we will document.
Yeah, that's what happens. Again, I don't own a business. My business is not business. And I know this stuff. This is like 101 type of shit. He's just now figuring this out. Advertisers pull out, but if they pull out, then my site gets no revenue, and they're gonna destroy my business. Yes, that's what happens.
In great detail.
But those advertisers, I imagine, are going to say, we didn't kill the company.
Oh yeah.
They're going to say,
tell it to Earth.
but they're going to say Elon, that you killed the company because you said these things, and that they were inappropriate things, and they didn't feel comfortable on the platform, right? That's what they're going to say.
And let's see how Earth responds to that.
Did he just say how Earth responds to that? This is the response. This is the response when you talk your racist shit. When you say stupid shit. Advertisers pull out, and then you're left with no revenue. And then your website, your business, is going to take a major hit. The world has spoken. It is not blackmail. It is not unfair. It is not trying to get you. You know, this is why people who own or run companies stay the fuck out of it. People who own or run companies aren't the ones who are in the advertisements. They hire celebrities for that. They are not the ones in the magazine ads. They hire models for that. They are not the ones in their Super Bowl commercials. They use movie stars and talk show hosts and athletes for that. They don't come up with their slogans. They don't put together their advertising campaigns. They don't do any of that shit. They got people working for them that work on that shit. They stay out of it. They depend on people who know about advertising and know about trends and know about health trends and work the numbers. They crunch the numbers. There are people underneath them who are educated and trained and have experience in looking at all this different stuff. They even have people who are specifically in charge of PR. Everybody works as a team to come up with the best message, the most effective message, a means to put the best face on the company so that this shit doesn't happen to their company. And it's like he doesn't know that. He doesn't know how it works. He doesn't know, he didn't think for a second about the consequences because he doesn't know. He doesn't know how to run a business. He doesn't know what it takes to run a business. It's like he doesn't know being out there front and center. You have a website, you're running Twitter, that's great. make some comments, that's great. But wanting to run Twitter and be the number one account on Twitter, everybody's got to know you, everybody's got to love you, that's a bad idea by itself. But then you don't think, you fuck up, you say the wrong thing because your mind is in the fucking clouds, you're on another planet mentally, emotionally, maturity-wise. You say the wrong thing, this is what happens. And you're flabbergasted. You don't understand. Now this is going to be bad for your company. What are you, 12? You didn't think about this?
Is going to do it's going to kill the company.
And do you think that
and the whole world will know that those advertisers killed the company, and we will document it in great detail.
But those advertisers, I imagine, are going to say, we didn't kill the company.
Oh yeah.
They're going to say,
tell it to Earth.
but they're going to say, Elon, that you killed the company because you said these things, and that they were inappropriate things, and they didn't feel comfortable on the platform, right? That's what they're going to say.
And let's see how Earth responds to that.
This guy is such a fucking nutcase. How does Earth respond to that? That was Earth responding to you. That's what happens. I could run that business better than he could. I don't have a degree in economics or business management or any of that shit. I can do a better job than he can. This guy is fucking pathetic. You know, it's like when Michael Jackson got involved in all of his controversy, and then the excuse was, it's because he's a child himself. People just hate him because he's got a lot of money, because he's a legend, but he's a child. He should get off the hook because it's like he's a child himself. Then I guess maybe the child should not be in charge of the money anymore, because he's going to blow it all. Maybe somebody needs to take over power of attorney and gatekeep the money if he's such a child. And that's what somebody needs to do with old Muskrat over here. This is not a sane man. This is not a man that knows how to run a business. This is a man who is doing everything for himself. It's all just a game to him. And people's livelihoods are in the crossfire here. He does not know what he's doing. It's not even where, he owns the company in name only, but he takes a step back and he stays out of it. That's not even good enough for him. He's got to get right in there. Everybody has to know he's in there. Everybody has to love him. And he destroys everything. He's like that recent Rick and Morty episode. I finally fully understood why Rick really is a genius and he's not the sociopath that everybody thinks he is. He is not a sociopath because he just knows better. That spaghetti eating thing from the corpses, Morty felt so horrible. And yeah, that's how any normal, sane person would feel. And he felt so horrible. And he was like, Rick, you're such a piece of shit. And he ruins an entire planet. Morty's good intentions are the reason half of a planet went extinct. And Rick had to say, "This is why I told you, just eat the spaghetti." Rick wasn't heartless at all. He knew better. And Morty's the idiot who thinks he does, but he really doesn't. And he makes everything worse. And it's funny because Elon Musk walks around like he thinks he's a Rick and he's really a Morty. I don't know. I'm done. I'm hungry. Goodbye.